Welcome back to another episode of In the Man Cave. I'm Josh. As always, Shane is here too. Shane, how are you?
You can't really say as always, because I missed one episode with Colton and then the other guest, the ghost episode. So I missed 2 episodes already of the podcast.
Shane, I'm trying to set a mood here, okay?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Shane?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm okay. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
I was gonna say, do you want to know how I put this smile on this face?
My father was a drinker and a fiend. Okay, anyway.
Hashtag Jared Leto is my Joker.
Hashtag Jared Leto sucks as the Joker. Hashtag Heath Ledger's the best Joker. Moving on. Triggered. Adulting is hard. Tonight's episode, in case you can't tell by this creepy ass music behind me, is a bit of a scary one. We have these short, 2-sentence scary stories that I'm going to read right now. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
That's fucking scary, dude.
The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments, though, when he felt cold fingers brush across his phantom hand.
I'm shook.
I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead.
That's scary as hell.
Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet. But never look up. She hates being seen.
I play that out for those who can't. Well, everyone can't see it. For everyone who can't see it, I just.
It was for my enjoyment.
Yeah.
I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious. Shane is taking a selfie right now. What the fuck, dude?
It's because of reasons I will tell you that we're not recording.
Okay. She wondered why she was casting 2 shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb. It sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still?
Is that like The Boy?
What boy?
The movie The Boy?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's a movie. Okay, well, from what I know, it's the parents think the doll is alive, but it's not. Spoiler alert! I'm not gonna spoil it, but
It turns out it's like a real person.
yeah, he's inside the walls.
That's kind of cool.
Then it goes out at the end of the movie, but that's it.
That sounds really cool. The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor.
That's creepy as fuck.
There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
That's creepy as fuck too. Well, NSA is taking photos of you all the time, but
I just saw my reflection blink.
That's creepy as fuck.
Working the night shift alone tonight. There's a face in a cellar staring at the security camera. They delivered the mannequins and bubble wrap. From the main room, I begin to hear popping.
I love to pop the bubble wrap.
I do too. You wake up. She doesn't. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help.
That's kind of creepy.
This one just says day 312, internet still not working. That kind of kills the whole tone. You start to drift off into comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone. I kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me it was just a dream.
I'm afraid of that. Like, I'm afraid because, like, I see things like say, like, oh, you've been in a 20-year coma. This is your sign. Wake up now. Like, I'm afraid, like, one of these days I'm going to read it and, like, wake up and it's not going to be my life.
Yeah. You're going to end up being like a 50-year-old man or something.
Yeah.
In, like, Puerto Rico or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I needed to quickly run an SQL command to update a single row in an Oracle DB table at work. To my horror, it came back with 2,378,231 rows affected. That was just for you, Shane.
Yeah, that's
that's like real scary shit.
Yeah. For real.
You're laying in bed and with your feet dangling out of the covers. You feel a hand grab your feet.
Okay. Not even that scary. Like, we were laying in bed 2 days ago now, and we heard a noise. Like, I thought someone banged on the window. So she got her throwing knives, and I got one, and I checked the whole house. I even checked downstairs in case, like, they had, like, broken into the man cave, because you can jump down in there easily and stuff, and nobody was in here. It was so fucking weird, because we don't know what caused that sound. I don't know if it was Odin just playing around or what. It
Probably
super
was.
weird. But it just seemed like it was right at the window, so it was just like we were both up like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Hey man, that's why I have a gun right next to my bed. Okay. The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from the inside.
Somebody wanted to murder everybody. Woo woo.
My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago.
That would scare the fucking piss out of me, just so you know. That's my number one fear, is someone breaking in here.
Yeah. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams.
You're gonna give me nightmares, dude, just so you know.
The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door.
That's explainable. That's Doctor Who.
After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there.
That's weird as fuck.
You hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you're heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there. I heard it too."
Well, my mom at my mom's house is all on the floor, so I won't have to worry about that. So
Well, there you go.
that's not scary to me.
I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. Nurse's note. Born 7 pounds 10 ounces, 18 inches long, 32 fully formed teeth, silent, always smiling. She went upstairs to check on her sleeping toddler. The window was open and the bed was empty. The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin. "I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in.
Oh.
You hear the scream across the hallway, but your eyes won't open and you can't move. Being the first to respond to a fatal car accident is always the most traumatic thing I can see as a police officer. But today, when the crushed body of a dead child strapped in his car seat, opening his eyes and giggled at me when I tried to peel him out of the wreckage, I immediately knew that today would be my last day on the force.
I ran towards a car accident once. It wasn't bad, but like she was shook up. But it was just hearing that put me back there.
Yeah, well, I walked up to a car accident too, and they were both
but,
obviously dead. And if that happened,
like this one, like the car just went ooh, boom. Like it was just a quick, like not as quick. It was just a slow, like it looked like she was just texting her phone and she went into the ditch.
it wasn't like a full on like or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just like, because then the police officer, of course, that interviewed me afterwards, I was like, it looked like she just didn't correct her steering. Like, she just didn't care.
Yeah.
So I don't know when she stopped caring, but like, she went from one side of the road to the other side of the road.
Well, I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
That's creepy as fuck. Oh, did you see spirits behind me? He doesn't fucking care. He's too lazy to even care about spirits.
Finally, the pairs of emaciated eyes outnumber the single round in my gun. With pleading tears falling on her doll's hair, I point the barrel at my last surviving daughter.
That's creepy as hell.
I love that shit, dude. Like, those stories, man, like, when they're written like that, it's good shit. It's good, just pure horror,
Yeah.
It doesn't go too much into detail. It's just enough to scare you. And that's what I love.
Did you start watching The Dark on Netflix? Okay. Because I heard from friends, it's if you like Stranger Things, it's better than Stranger Things. I started watching it this morning. I couldn't get into it. A, because I knew it was going to get grotesque, and B, because it's like German, but they dub it in English.
I don't know if I want to watch that then.
It's like,
yeah.
They're like, I said hi. Sorry, like I moved my mouth without saying anything and then talked. Sorry. This is the visual podcast, and I do apologize. But yeah, I started watching that, and then I started watching Travelers, which that is a good show. So if anybody's out there, watch Travelers. I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's really good so far.
Okay. Well.
Sorry to go on my tangent, but yeah, that's what I have this episode. Since I was just reacting to what Josh said, I wanted to talk a little bit.
Sure. He wanted to hear the sound of his own voice.
Yep, I love it.
So, that's going to do it for us. If you find that you feel something breathing down your neck, or you're laying in bed and you just have that nagging feeling that there's something behind the door, just turn away and go to sleep. From the Man Cave, I'm Josh.
And I'm Shane.
Good night.